Okay, we're back. I'm running off of a much more bare bones setup than I normally stream from, because we packed up most of the stuff in this room. So if you can hear an echo, that's why. There's a couple of things that I need to check in on before we can get stuck in. My goals for today are to unlock kobolds and to progress the MSQ. So these guys will level up, and now I should be able to send them. Can I send them on this one? So don't really need healing. Ooh. So I could lose 40. Yeah, the issue is I don't really have that many different classes. Ideally I need another healer, probably instead of either this Thaumaturge or Arcanist. And then one of these archers, it would be better if they were a physical class like a Lancer. But we'll send them up on that and see how they get on. And then I can also train the ones that haven't left, which helps them to level up as well. And that's us done with the squadron for another day. I did some hunts whilst off stream, and so we now have a fair few more Aetheryte tickets, nearly 200. I also accidentally leveled Ninja up to 48 because I was doing front lines to get some wolf marks and trophy crystals. So yeah, we're very nearly level 50 with everything. And if that happens, I'm honestly probably just going to start playing one of the DPSs for the sake of getting it a higher level. I just don't know which one I want to do. So our retainers are both now level 45 and 46. Which means that their leveling has started to slow down a bit. Oh yeah, I farmed some MGP. So I need to get up to 230,000 in time for the event starting next week. But I still have enough tombstones for the current event that I could just buy another 50k if I need to, and if I can get 10 more, I can buy 100k very easily. I'm not really worried. I've already done both yesterday's and today's tribal quests. So we have started to build reputation with most things. The Ixal are the quickest at the moment because they have the highest reputation gain per mission. They have 20 per, whereas the others only have 10. But we still need to unlock the kobolds, which will be the last one that we need. Let's do that. So we need to look for clues. Okay. Yes, I definitely see this clue. To be fair, do I want to be playing as... No, let's play as Ninja to get it up to 50. Which is not going to take long, because it's basically at 59. 49, rather. After was it? Well, find any evidence that could shed some light on our investigation? What have we here? A pickaxe. A rather sorry-looking one at that. Do you reckon this was left behind by the perpetrators? In my time with the Maelstrom, I've confronted just about every pirate, brigand and highwayman in these parts. I've not known any of them to employ a tool like this. No, I'd wager more than a round at the wench that our band of grubby little thieves ain't no ordinary men. Aye, it's all becoming clear to me, and yourself, no doubt. Tell me, might you be thinking what I'm thinking? Those conniving kobolds! I knew you were a sharp one. Aye, the moment I laid eyes on that pickaxe you found, my mind was convinced. The primitive make of this tool, and all too healthy interest in explosives, all signs point to those rat-faced rapscallions being behind all this. It's so bloody obvious now that I could almost kick myself, and my good-for-nothing men for not coming to this conclusion sooner. But this is hardly a time for whinging. No, we must strike quickly if we mean to reclaim what's ours. Camp Overlook is our first line of defence against those tunnel-burrowing thieves. If anyone has a notion of where they're taking the saltpeter and how they plan to use it, it'll be Commander Blodin. I'm off to deliver my report, but I have an hunch our job has only just begun. What say you come along after? You're the first capable woman I've worked with today. Hello. I see you have a kobold. Make it quick, adventurer. As you can see, I've got my hands full with our little friend here.
This is an outrage! A farce, an atrocity, an outrage! This is an insult, and we kobolds will not stand for it. No, no, stand no more.
You'll not have legs to stand on if you don't quit blabbering and spill the truth about whatever it is you scurvy rats are plotting.
Plotting? There is no plotting. No, no, we plot nothing. Naught. Nil. Nothing.
Enough. Unlike you and your ilk, I've a working pair of eyes and at least half my wits about me. You think I'm not seeing you lot blasting and scurrying around Ugamaru of late? Commander Blowedin. Sir. Gatesman. Aye, it's a treat to see me old trainee, but I hear a brewing kobold plot demands me attention. Arthur here and I just might be able to help you with that, Commander. I trust you've heard the news of our missing shipment of saltpeter?
So soon she knows? This cannot be. No, no, it cannot be.
Ha, I knew it. Your endless tongue-wagging has finally dug your own grave.
It was not us. No, no, not us. It was them. Yes, yes, them.
What nonsense is this, beady eyes, frizzy tail, a penchant for causing us trouble? Kobold to kobold.
That is not so. No, no, not so. There are kobolds, and then there are kobolds. And then there are kobolds still. It is the low ones who stole your precious saltpeter. The ones who live down, beneath, below.
Beneath and below? Come think of it, me scouts did mention a particularly scraggy band of kobolds what seemed to have made their home at the cliff base.
Yes, yes, that is the place. That is the home. The home of the 789th. They are the worst of the worst. They are most stinky, smelly, scummy, stinky, and ugly too.
Commander, as the presiding officer in this investigation, I request permission to go below and investigate the so-called 789. Furthermore, I would enlist this adventurer to join me. She's proven herself capable, and it would seem we go up against a worthy foe. As you please, Lieutenant, but I warn you, be careful down there. The sight of a kobold won't strike fear into anyone's heart, but their bite and their bombs are far sight worse than their bark. Understood, Commander. Will not let you down. And with that, I take my leave. Till sea swallows all. Well, are you ready to take on the scurviest band of kobolds in Lenosha? You'd best be, because I'm counting on you to make yourself useful. I got a little ahead of myself. Just dropping in. Well, well, what have we here? 1, 2, 3 crates of saltpeter. It would seem our kobold informant spoke true. What the? Surrounded. Stand ready, Arthur. Are you just gonna stand there squeaking at me all day? Fight with honor or die like the rats you are. Are there no alternative choices, options, alternatives? Such as perhaps surrender? Yes, yes, surrender. We surrender. Did you just say surrender? Yes, yes, we surrender. Yield, submit, surrender. What in the 7 L's? Paint me like one of your French kobolds? I haven't an inkling as to the whys and wherefores, but it seems the notorious 789th is keen to return their plunder without so much as a fight. I, for one, wouldn't have opposed to cracking a few kobold skulls, but considering the strained relations between Limsa and the little buggers these days, who can argue with good diplomacy? Any road, I'll report back to Commander Bloedin and arrange for the transport of the supplies. Aye, and with a reliable escort this time. In the meantime, why don't you ask around and see what you can learn about our new neighbours? After all, they don't seem half as imposing as I expected. Their leader least of all. Best of luck, till sea swallows all. You are still here. We have surrendered, yes? Yielded, submitted, surrendered. You will not hurt us, yes? Whew, I am relieved, relaxed, reassured, relieved. And who I am, you ask? I am Gigu, and Gigu is foreman of the 789th. Leader in name, yes, but no more. No, no, no more. For in truth, no one listens to Gigu. Gigu is ignored, invisible, insulted, ignored. Incompetent, too. The 789th stole your precious boom powder? Yes. Yes, we did. And yet, we had good cause for doing so. An excuse, a reason, a cause. Ours is a peaceful order by nature. The 789th troubled no one, and no one troubled us. No, not until now. Now we are driven from the tunnels, exiled to this place that stinks of soil and seawater. But you are a stranger, and I ramble too much, too soon. No, no, I will speak no more. Go now, and leave Gigu to his suffering, his pain, his shame, his suffering. Ding. You are still here, yes? Yes, yes, you are. You would hear the sad tale of Gigu and the 789th? Then listen, listen and weep, sob, cry, weep. You think you people have it tough? You know nothing at all. Ours is a world of kobold eat kobold. Yes, ours is a constant struggle, a labour, a toil, a struggle for survival. Dig and dig we do, dig for ores and riches, dig well and we are rewarded.
Better digs are given us, and more weight do our words carry. Dig poorly, and we are shunned, reviled, scorned, shunned. You know that kobold orders have numbers, yes? Yes, yes, you know. The smaller the number, the greater the order. You find this curious, but this is the kobold way. How many orders, you ask? Yes, yes, how many? 789 we have, and not one more. We exist at the backside of kobold society. The bottom, the rear, the backside. And so from the tunnels we are driven. Dig more, find more, make more wealth for your betters. Then you can come home, they say. But this dry vein holds no treasures. No, no, nothing. Meanwhile, our kin in Ugamaro hoard treasures so great that they toss gold away. Toss it away like garbage. Yes, their trash is our treasure. Any moment now we will be judged on our haul, but our sack is empty, barren, bare, empty. You must go down to the dig and bring back something, anything for us, I beg of you. Yes, yes, even the shabbiest scraps will do.
That's right. Even kobolds are victims of capitalism. You're only allowed to live and have any say in things if you make money. You'd even say it was a rat race. But alright. I think I'm a high enough level that most of these won't really give much of a shit about us. They should still aggro though. I think they're less likely to aggro because I'm nearly 10 levels above them. I suppose I should show what I've done with my monk. It might be a very stupid thing, so I may need to change it back. But I set up a couple of macros for the basic combos. And they work because you can't use the next part of the chain unless you have the relevant form, so you can only do them in a given order. And this is the same kind of thing that the game actually does when you take control of one of the other characters when you're in the Echo at later expansions. Or in PvP, they might make a one-button combo where the button just changes to the relevant stage of the combo. It's possible that it might not work when I get more abilities down the line where this becomes inefficient. At the moment, pretty good. From dawn till dusk, dusk till dawn we dig, and yet our barrows are empty. Barren, empty. We are not welcome down below, but you will find something for us? Yes, yes. Yes, you must. Could it be? Yes, yes, it could. Why, these dirty lumps, chunks, scraps, lumps, exceed our haul from the past 3 moons. You have my thanks, adventurer, and my gratitude. Oh, but you must not leave so soon. No, no, longer you must stay. Persist, sojourn, stay, until Zogar has come and gone. Who is Zogar, you ask? Zogar is a giant among kobolds, a beast, a brute, a giant. So smart and strong is Zogar, that his order surges to the top of the ranks. Zogar would lead us all into a new era of prosperity, or so Zogar claims. But this is a sham, yes, Zogar cares only for Zogar.
Weak you are, Zogar will use you, then throw you away. Yes, Zogar stomps over us all. Tramples, stamps, stomps. This is why you must stay, adventurous. Stay and watch over us from the shadows. This place reeks, stinks, smells, reeks. You said you were taking us to a steam bar. You're a big fat liar, a cheat, a fraud, a liar.
Stop your bloody squealing. Work before pleasure. Or do you want to join the riffraff in their rotten trash heap?
No, I thought not.
Greetings, Zogar. How kind of you to visit our humble dig. I must say, you're looking especially impressive today. Imposing, overpowering, overwhelming, overbearing. Ah. Yeah, you're looking as scruffy as ever, whatever your name was. But enough talk. My time's worth more than your sorry hide. Now let's see what you got for me. Is this your monthly haul, or what popped out of your arsehole this morning? Once a sluggard, always a sluggard. Stragglers, sloths, sluggards, the lot of you. 789th, and no sluggard, Zogar. No, not a one. Every day we toil in the mines. Slave, sweat, toil from dawn till dusk. Yes, we set down our pickaxes only to eat and sleep. Eat, sleep? Seems we have a misunderstanding here. A mistake, a misconception, a misunderstanding. Sleep, food, these are luxuries, comfort, indulgences, luxuries. And luxuries, yes, luxuries are for kobolds who can dig their own weight. You earn nothing, you deserve nothing. You are nothing. No rations for a month or until you increase your haul 100-fold, whichever comes last. But Zogar, we are already weak. Weak and hungry. Cut off our food supply and we will starve, wither, die. Then die, yes, die. Each day you live, you breathe our air and eat our food and give nothing in return. You're a parasite, Gigu. A leech, a sponge, a parasite. Your very existence keeps us from achieving our potential. But I can think of one way you might be of use. Yes, the shriveled carcasses of you and your lot could feed our furnaces. Fodder, fuel, feed for your betters. You cannot mean what you say, Zogar. No, this must be some cruel joke, a jest, Your only joke around here is you, Gigu. I'll not repeat myself this time. 100-fold. An ons less and you'll be the first to burn. Singe, sizzle, burn. Let's go, ladies. Yes. The stench of sloth and stupidity in this dump is making me sick. Remember, ladies, this is the fate of those who don't dig their own way. Now, I do believe it's time for that steam bar. Oh, woe is me! Misery, misfortune, woe! What in the seven hells just happened? Come back from Camp Overlook only to see some overstuffed kobold strutting around like he owns the place. You are not so wrong. No, your words are true. Zogar leads the 13th, yes, and has many friends and followers in Ugomara. His power grows with each day. With each day, one less kobold challenges the word of Zogar. Soon, none will be left to oppose him. No, not a one. So what are you saying? That you're just going to let that self-styled tyrant walk all over you? Yes. We have no choice, no recourse, no refuge. What kind of an answer's that? Ain't you got a shred of dignity in your whole body? No, I do not. Look, I don't know your kobold hierarchies from an hole in the ground. What I do know is that if anyone talked to me like that, I'd go to the 7th Hell and back to cut him down to size.
But you are strong, bro. Bold, brave, strong. And I am... The Malin have mercy. I can't stand and look at this sorry lot of you. Are you kobolds or dormice? Look, you might not have the spine to stand up for yourselves, but After and I sure as hells do. Ain't that right, After? Just tell us where we can find this Zogar. You know not what you say. No, no, you know nothing. It is pure madness to oppose Zogar. Folly, insanity, madness. The only thing what's driving me mad is your endless wailing. That settles it. I'm not leaving this stinking hole till Zogar falls on his hands and knees before me, begging for mercy. No ifs and or buts about it. What? Did you just say something? No. No, nothing at all. Zogar does not suffer opposition lightly. No, no, not in the least. If we cross him, he will crush us. We are doomed, cursed, damned, doomed! Oh, adventurer, do not leave us! No, no, you must not go! The Rogadin woman frightens me even more than Zogar. Horrifies, terrifies, frightens! But we have no choice. No, no, we have none. You will protect us from Zogar's bullying, yes? Yes, yes, you will. Eagerly, emphatically, wholeheartedly. Oh, adventurer, you are too kind, gracious, generous, kind. Yes, yes, kind, and possessing the strength of 100 kobolds. Yes, yes, 100 kobolds. You do not need Gigu's help. No, no, you do not. Good luck fighting Zogar, adventurer. I await word of your triumph, your victory, your success. And there we go. And their merchant has alchemist stuff. Right. Now I'm gonna go and grab Wanderer's Palace. It's the first level 50 dungeon that we're able to get. Oh yeah, this is one of the mounts from the event. The Tombstone event. Personally, I'm not that crazy about it, but it looks stupid, so it's good. That's how it works. Oh, I didn't realize I could swim here. Does that mean I could technically swim to the other side? Huh. I didn't think you could do that. You're one of Aline's, aren't you? The one's got a ghost in her attic, you know? Keep sending other adventurers to that damn place she calls a palace, thinking you're going to bring a fella home. 'Twas 7 us that day, one of them a fella. My best friend was another. As soon as we walked in, a Tonbri attacked. It was dark, and we couldn't get purchase on the floor, which was covered in lake slime, then in blood. What's more there to say? Only Aline and I made it out by the grace of the 12. Everyone else is dead. Think I'd leave him behind, leave my brother by another blood? If I hadn't seen what the Tonbri left? Saw no treasure there, only death. I've said my piece. You still want to see for yourself, that's your business. I'll ferry you there, for my adventuring days are over and I'm the boatman of this lake. She thinks they all live, you see, all 5 of them hiding from the Tonbri somewhere in the palace. She tried to flee the infirmary. She told folk about her friends needing rescuing. Then she got sly. Poor lost Aline. Thanks for the money. And a new dungeon that we can do. Ah, so I need a minimum eye level to do that. And I'm about... Oh, to be fair, I am playing... I'm not even a high enough level to do it. But yeah. I'm definitely high enough when I've got the
the hunt gear on. So as soon as I hit level 50, that won't be a problem, even on my ninja. Cool. Well, now we've done every single one of the side quests that I had outstanding, so let's do the MSQ. I don't feel like doing job quests today. I feel like killing Garuda. That's what I feel. Huh? Why, yes, I am Professor Lambertine. Beg pardon? You wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow woman of science. Ah, so rare is it to find fellow intellectuals in this region. It is even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another. A hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociable, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed of an amazing affinity towards the scientific pursuits. But to matter at hand, did you say you wished not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Egads, woman, at least take the necessary precautions so that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you've sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. Still, your ignorance is somewhat endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Though I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of ether at Highbridge. Explain to him your quest, and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. Okay, so they're down on the other side. Oh, so the story actually takes you here. I swear I didn't know that you could actually go on these. How many times must I be made to explain myself? I am not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I've chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. What have we here? A containment vessel? Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertine. You thieving knave! I shall call for the... Oh, you say the man himself lent it to you? Then you must have sought me out per his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. Oh, Frabjus Day, Kalu Kalay, that I should be chosen to guide this woman. Yes, I, Hahasako, greatest of Professor Lambertine's pupils, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable, in fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that naught but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards, in which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths. Amidst the flowing waters and murderous mirror-nights lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it within the warded pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the Burning Wall is treacherous, terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. And it is absolutely pissing it down in the desert. Nice. I must admit, though, that the soft focus that's going on from the rain does look really good here. And, you know, whilst I'm here, the enemies in here are very good at protecting themselves. You may recognize Mirror Knights from Final Fantasy XII. And I don't think they do it anymore, but they used to start every fight by casting Reflect on themselves. And I think that that's what they did in Final Fantasy XII, to be honest. Can I just drop? No. Yeah, that's that. Oh, okay. That's kind of the issue with this area. Is it looks like you should be able to drop, but it's really just a corridor. But it looks good, so I don't mind. Oh, is this gonna send us to Pharos? Or corrupted crystal? How do we get down? How do I get down? Do I need to... Oh, I need to take a different path there. Okay. The rain made me miss it. And we got it. the sake of ease, I'm just gonna teleport. I need to have a look at the other things that you can buy with wolf marks to see what glam I want. There's quite a lot, but I already have the late Allegan robotic set for the monk. And as much as I might like it for the rogue as well, I'd probably rather have something different. I see you've come galumphing back. Have you the crystal then? What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal! Professor Lambertain will doubtlessly chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting. My keen scholar's sense tells me that you obtained a corrupted crystal. Am I right? If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. Ah, it is as you desired. A corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected ether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected ether? Oh dear. That may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I'm at fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would have never sent you to Hahasaka. But what is science if not trial and error? And can you truly say that this failure has taught you nothing? Think, woman, you now understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You will doubtlessly have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the ethereal studies conducted by the students of Baldessian. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you alright? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. So, presumably we need like an earth aspected one? Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Sienna, claims to have discovered another promising site in eastern Lenosha. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Lenosha was where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an imperial castrum. Now that made for an amusing anecdote. It was western Lenosha, Ferris Sirius on the Isles of Umbra, to be precise. I can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalamud's talons or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she is still in Aleport, attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Sienna's inquiries bear fruit? If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest she think you unprepared for the task. I will be very glad to finally have access to the Isles of Umbra, because hunts keep spawning there, and I can't get to them, because I can't fly, and I don't have access to the ferry yet. There's also a couple of minions that you can buy from a secret NPC on the Isles of Umbra. Eh? Corrupted crystals? Madam, I've no interest in being the butt of your jokes, so if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. Well, I'll be damned. Professor Lambertain did send you. Beg your pardon. seems we got off on the wrong foot. I'm Sienna, greatest of the Professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid you to seek me out. Indeed, I am an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh god, just listen to me prattle on and on. Must have given this introduction a dozen times by now. As I told the Professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Ferro Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I've yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you will have better luck wresting information from these yellow jackets. I'm all but given up at this point. Well, the yellow jackets should love me, because I took down Titan. Ah, you startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? What with all that fascist gossip of spirits and spectres haunting the Isles of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. Oh. Ghosts and ghoulies. You keen on travelling to the Isles of Umbra? Bloody hell, lass, are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death, death, and more death. Sounds like a lovely place this time of year. The Isles of Umbra? What interest have you in that godforsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Ferro Sirius, the Isles have become naught more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. Yeah, sounds just like my kind of place. Ah, Arthur, you've returned. Tell me all your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. Ding. Which also means... whoop, better gear. Hell yeah. And this is the gear that was equipped to our monk, but because it's glamoured with the robot late Allegan set that isn't compatible with the rogue, it defaults its appearance. It's basically the same set as the oral or auroral set for the bard, but just different colour palette. I actually kind of prefer the auroral one, to be honest. But there we go, we now have every class up to 50. Worry not, my friend. I've given your findings some thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is naught more than local folklore. As for why all travel to the Isles of Umbra is restricted, well, mayhap it's considered too dangerous, owing to the abandonment of Ferro Sirius? Yes, well, anyway, while you were questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on an occasion. It was there that I heard tell of a man named Skyfrin, who was recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually travelling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. Mind having a chat with him in my stead? He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. What class do I want to benefit from MSQ? What class do I least want to play? Is basically what that comes down to. Just probably Black Mage. Luckily, I have the best weapon that you can get for a Black Mage in A Realm Reborn. I have to go back. He calls to me, sings to me. Tell Mimidoa I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or could you release me? Yes, release me. I'll go and tell her. Let me go to her. Can you guess what it is yet? It's at an abandoned lighthouse that is now actually just drawing ships to it to scuttle them. And it sings. What could it possibly be? What did Skifrin have to say? That's not terribly helpful. Couldn't care less how much he misses his favourite bar wench. But what was this about a man named Mimidoa? Wait, I know that name. That's that bastard who grabbed my ass the other day at the pub. Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him in his wandering hands. Thinking about it, I can probably get one more weapon from Mordona if I want. Another initiate, are you? No? Then what are you? Speak up, missy, I can't hear you. Eh? Bugger me, is this what I think it is? Nah, it couldn't be. You found this, you say? Where'd you say you found it? Skifrin, you say? Was hoping to have a word with the lad. It sounds like there's naught left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Farah Sirius, he was. Company sent me to supervise a lot of them. Weren't getting work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, and half of them up and vanished. What's that? You'd be looking for passage to the Isles of Umbra. Why didn't you say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Mimidoa. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested till you came calling. Whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had the gill, I'd hire some sellswords and let them sort it out. But you'll do in a pinch, you will. Show this parchment to the skipper and he'll see you there and back. That was easy. Oh, yeah, I also got this from the Tombstone event. This is a Dalmel, which is a creature that you see. I'm not sure if it's added in Stormblood or Heaven's Ward now that I think about it. But it's a creature from the expansions. You went and had a word with Mimidoa. I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste recounted for something. You mean that disgusting creature was Skifrin's superior? I find that hard to believe, but this writ of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say, it's a relief to work with such an industrious woman as you. I look forward to hearing of the discoveries you will make on the Isles of Umbra, without me. Oh wait, I was supposed to talk to her again? No, I was supposed to talk to someone above her. Either what the fuck? Oh no, it is her. Okay. Fine. fail to see the justification for dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I will go as well. But 12 is my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back and haunt you. Well, that's fine. If I die, I have to give my bones to Neff. Anything that's worth being donated to someone gets donated. Anything that's useful for science goes to science. But my bones, he gets my bones. Take me to the Isles of Umbra, she bids, as if it's as simple as, oh, so you've got a rite of passage. All right then, climb aboard. This doesn't seem all that bad. I'm not saying I'd like to build a summer home here, but oh, the hell's with this. Here, take your pot and go on without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So it ain't as though you require my assistance. Speak to the man guarding the gate, and I'm sure he'll let you in. Now, if you would please excuse me. I don't have any elixirs, do I? No. Okay, so I can't buy the things, but I can show you the NPC. Because I didn't know that they existed until I happened to look it up. In fact, I think it's over on this one. Yeah, it's over on this beach. There he is. That's right, the NPC is a magic pot. And if you give him a high elixir, he gives you a moon minion. If you give him a normal elixir, he'll give you a sun one. And from what I understand, they were used for lighting for pictures and screenshots back in the day. Whereas now, I think G-Pose lets you change the lighting somewhat. I might be wrong on that. But there's more things that you can do to get light. Anyway, I don't have the items that they need, so I can't really do it. Hey, David. Beg your pardon, madam, but how did you come here? Access to this island is currently restricted. An old pot? I'm not sure I follow. Oh, I see. You wish to harvest a corrupted crystal. Sorry, friend, but you may have to return empty-handed. The writ Master Mimidoa gave you may grant you access to the island, but only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. When that giant mass of crystal struck the lighthouse, it caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery within that once powered the beacon. Aye, contrary to what the small folk would have you believe, the fires of Ferrocirrus were not the product of a mage's thaumaturgy or a colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing, but it's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. What's worse, all work has ceased since rumours of the Walking Dead drove off our entire crew. Not that those rumours are incorrect. I've observed the fiends from a distance, and the ship graveyard to the south. What's drawn them to our shores is still a mystery, though. I'll make you a deal after. Help me unravel this mystery and I'll bring you your corrupted crystal. In fact, I shall begin searching for one that satisfies your requirements. As for where to begin your inquiries into the situation, it so happens that a party of 3 adventurers came ashore not long ago, seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets at the ship's graveyard. I'd be surprised if they knew nothing of the undead infestation, so it might behoove you to question them. Just, ignore the actual skeleton right next to them. You saw them too, right? Dead people, just shambling about without a care in the world. Except when they do seem to care, that is, and start shuffling towards the water. Gods, that voice, that single fleeting verse. I can still hear it. Stay clear of the southern shore, friend. It took every ounce of my strength to resist. It's all for your taking. 5 bleeding years worth of wrecks and their cargo. But there's queer dead things in that voice. Actually, the voice was quite nice. This talk of an alluring voice is disturbingly familiar. As if... Impossible. They're all dead, aren't they? But if they have returned, that would mean... Oh, beg your pardon, I was just thinking about something. Which reminds me, I received word that Master Mimidoa would be arriving any moment. Apparently he grew frustrated waiting for the sweet young lass with skin as soft as phoenix down to return. Which I'm assuming is you? I don't know what sort of arrangement you had, but you should probably go and explain yourself. What's been keeping you, initiate? I ain't getting any younger, you know. Eh? Some honey-voiced harlot's been calling out to folk what wander near the ship graveyard, and it stirred up the dead and all? Bloody hell, this takes me back to my days as a cannon boy sailing under old Mistbeard. They wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. Ah, they bloody would, though, wouldn't they? Brazen old biddies. Some folks said as the first purge would be the last, but I knew deep down in my bones as this day would come, and come it has. I had bet my bum ear of sirens behind all this. Nay, not one of the sanguine variety, initiate. I speak of the other kind. Them what's got feathers and lure sailors to a watery grave with their sweet, sweet song. Oh, but if you don't end there, no, drowning's just the start. See, even in death, the man stays bound to the beast, forced to do her bidding till his corpse can't do it no more. 'Tis a fate I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, except maybe in drink, and I'd regret it afterwards. Anyway, 'tis up to us to stop this hell's-born hussy before she takes another soul. Of course, we can't send you marching off to war without these. The siren don't have no power over a man as can't hear a song. 'Tis lucky for you I carry a spare pair, and lucky for the both of us I'm a superstitious old sod, eh? Well, she ain't coming to us, so we best head over to her. To the ship graveyard, initiate. Okay, so we need to unlock and complete Sirius, and then we should be able to progress and take on Garuda. If she passes near the shore, she's sure to spy the campfire and come looking. Just a matter of waiting now. I'm beginning to wonder if some sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. Quiet, do you hear that? 'Tis a... Look out! Out over the water! She's come, Nishia, she's come! Hey. She's got tig old biddies for a bird. Quick, lass, shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight. Soon as she realises you're deaf to her ditty, she'll call on her thralls and we'll be up to their necks and corpses before you know it. Hither, embrace mine everything all. True love spurned, her cruelty's reward. Cast out callous soul, dead desire. Spare, mournful mistress, distress. Melody, last breath of death, the rhythm. Dost thou not relent, regret, forever alone? My love, a river, one look, soul giver. Oh, now you're changing it up. I see. Do I have Fire Starter at this level? Yes. Apparently. No more dark eclipse the heart. Some pretty weird fucking lyrics, huh? Eh? Am I alright? I'm better than that, initiate. Happy as a sailor in a whorehouse, I am. Of course, I'd be happy as a sailor with two whatsits if we'd gutted the songstress. But you can't have everything, can you? She'll not come crooning around here again, though. Not for a while, any road. And if she does, well, we know what to do, don't we? Thanks for the help. Bugger me, I've clean forgot your name. Remind me? After. Don't recall having known Nishiat by that name. But if you're not me old mate, what's his name? Why have you been so bloody helpful? Never mind. Be seeing you, lassie. Will David let me in now? Be fucking better. You mean it was a siren? How were you able to resist her song? I see. I'd heard that Master Mimidoa was involved in the first purge. Never actually... Huh. Having survived an ordeal like that, I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I have something for you. The corrupted crystal you wanted, safely sealed within the pot just as you requested. Please, take it with my compliments. Okay. Do I not need to unlock the dungeon? Or is it optional? It might be an optional dungeon. I don't actually remember what's optional and what's required by the MSQ. Oh, it's you. Welcome back. You look remarkably hale, I must say, and more importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Aha! The conquering hero returns bearing a gift. Might I have a closer look? Impressive! Very impressive indeed. Yes, I think you'll be quite pleased with this specimen. Congratulations, After. Seldom, if ever, have I encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such a volatile overabundance of fire-aspected ether. What? You wanted a corrupted crystal composed of ice-aspected ether to counteract the effects of raging wind? Ah. Well, this specimen won't help you there. Anyone who knows anything about the elementals can tell you that. We'll just have to keep looking, I suppose. Don't fret now. I know exactly where to find a corrupted crystal comprised of ice-aspected ether. An associate of mine in Gridania has been studying the effects of one such crystal on living beings. What's with that expression? I thought you'd be pleased to hear this news. This is not another wild dodo chase, I assure you. And what's even better is that this time, you needn't use that warded pot of yours to protect yourself from this crystal's energies. Haydn's findings suggest that it's quite safe. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say that it has undergone a unique process that has rendered such precautions unnecessary. Anyway, do not let me keep you. It's been a pleasure. Come back and see me sometime, alright? How about no? Alright, so we gotta head to Gridania. Meet with this guy, do whatever he needs us to do, but then we should have the thing, and the stuff, and the how's your what's it. Greetings and salutations, Miss Bunn, I presume. Deanna informed me of your adventures in Aleport. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding, though. As Professor Lambertaint is fond of saying, no action taken in the name of science is ever truly wasteful. To the matter at hand, corrupted crystals possessing the properties you seek could be found in abundance at the standing courses following the Calamity. Alas, that's no longer the case, and while there is at least one suitable crystal that remains to be found within the Twelveswood, precisely where it is at any given moment is more difficult to say. Permit me to explain. You are familiar with Spriggans, yes? The furry little rascals that are wont to seek out ores and other stones? Well, one such creature with an infamously insatiable appetite has single-handedly devoured every corrupted crystal in Twelveswood. Fortunately for you, these crystals take an eternity to digest, assuming they can even be digested, and I am reasonably confident that one still resides within his gut. Quite fascinating, really. My theory is that this Giggity first consumed a corrupted crystal when... You couldn't care less about all this, could you? To the point then, Giggity seldom makes his presence felt unless there is a particularly fine fodder to be had. Therefore, we shall require a lure, and I have precisely the sort you will find impossible to resist. Simply place this true heart, I shall save the story of the origin of its unusual name for another occasion, outside of the Spriggan's lair, and wait for the opportune moment to pounce. As for the method by which you retrieve the crystal from his gut, I shall leave that to your discretion. The Curious Case of Giggity. Giggity. Oh, okay. I thought I had completed more of the hunting log for this. Oh no, to be fair, I did dungeons. I did dungeons as Black Mage. Or Thornfall at the time, I suppose. I mean, Blizzard doesn't do bad damage either. Not bad. It also just looks cool when you're riding around with Blizzard and fire floating around you. Yeah, that's a huge bitch. Now it's a dead bitch. Ah, pray, do not sneak up on me like that. I was engrossed in... Wait, what is that? What is that god's awful smell? My word, that is a breathtakingly beautiful crystal. I see my supposition was not mistaken. Ah, and I also see you weren't averse to digging through Spriggan entrails for your prize. We owe our furry friend a debt of gratitude, you know. This thick coating of digestive juices is protecting us from the harmful effects of the crystal, just as the warded pot you once used did. Why so glum, friend? You've finally obtained the corrupted crystal you sought, one overflowing with earth-aspected ether. Calm down, I jest. It is comprised of ice-aspected ether, worry not. I suppose that joke was in poor taste, considering your previous 2 attempts were for naught. Beg your pardon after. I forgot to return your crystal to you. Oh, and there was a message for you from Professor Lambertate. Something about a man named Marx? Apparently the professor misses the intellectual stimulation. Forgive me, I should have written it down. It occurs to me that I have yet to ask why you needed the crystal. You aren't planning anything nefarious, are you? It would reflect poorly on me and my research if it was used for evil ends. Oh well, perhaps it's best I remain ignorant. I didn't become the professor's greatest pupil by filling my head with unnecessary information. Oh yeah, I just speak to you. Greetings, madam. Proceed to your vessel. All repairs and modifications have been completed. Once you bring me that crystal, nothing will stand between us and Garuda. I'll need to run some tests to be sure, but this looks to be exactly what we needed. Worry not after. I'll see that your hard work doesn't go to waste. The Enterprise is already more than a common airship, but mark my words, soon it will become something greater, something extraordinary. This is me. This is what I was born to do. Sids and their airships. Bing. According to my tests, the device is now functioning in perfect harmony with the crystal, meaning we can leave whenever you're ready. But you must understand, tests can only tell one so much. Until we approach the Howling Eye, until we attempt to breach the barrier itself, I cannot be sure that this will work. I think it only fair to tell you that there is a small but statistically significant chance that the crystal could trigger a massive... Mayhap it's better that we remain positive. Arthur, I want to thank you for reuniting me with my ship, for trusting in me to develop this plan, for everything. You've helped me to rediscover a part of myself I'd lost, and I am not the man I once was, and I do not know if I ever shall be, but I do know one thing. This feels right. My apologies for the sudden outpouring of sentiment. I would have waited until after the mission, but well, you understand.
There. She's ready.
Voice acting! Yes.
Ah, she stirs. To Kurthus, and an audience with the Harpy Queen Garuda. Enterprise, engage. Damn it. I once flew in this airship, and I was not alone. There were adventurers on board. Adventurers like you. Just how long have I worn these damn goggles? Ah, yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days. A young prodigy admired by all, exactly like his father. Born and raised in Garlemald. It was only natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same? Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye? When did Meteor become your everything, and your loved ones cease to matter?
Oh. Damn.
You abandoned us all, but he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not. Though he proved no better in the end. Gaius was just another man, with an all-consuming obsession.
Hey.
And so I ran, left the Empire behind and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks. Ah yes, it was then that I first donned these goggles. Eorzea opened my eyes. It was home to so many manner of people, each with their own hopes and dreams. People worth saving, and so I fought beside them. I wanted to prove that my knowledge could serve a nobler purpose. I wanted to prove that there was another way. And it all began that day when I found my new home.
I think he looks better with the beard, personally.
I had forgotten how wonderful it was. The wind in your hair, the endless sky. That light. It was you, wasn't it? It's surprising how few people know this, but all pure-blood Garleans have a third eye. Perhaps mine helped me recognize you, or perhaps it was just a lucky guess. The Enterprise was made for this, to carry Eorzea's protectors into battle. I am proud to be able to call her my own.
Sid? What exactly do you remember?
Alphinaud, my boy. Sorry to have been such a burden. I name, my people, and my purpose. Everything. Come, it would be rude to keep Garuda waiting.
Looking like the fucking northern crater. Well, we made it. All our efforts, all of our travails, all of it was for this. Make ready after, for the end is nigh, be it hers or our own. Cool. Now, I could try doing this as a black mage, but it would probably suck and take ages to queue for. So instead, that's not the button. Ding. Why you play a healer? I'll keep saying it. 'Cause it's always true. So my party is probably going to hate me because cutscenes. That's a butt. Who dares intrude upon my sanctuary? Your insolence shall not go unpunished, landwalkers. 12 preserve, she's huge! As I live and breathe. Over there, look. You kidnapped kobolds? And the Amalja. Amalja and kobold prisoners. But why would the Ixal bring them here? Wherefore come you hither, foolish mortals? Garuda, we are come to put an end to your reign of terror. Hear you this blasphemy, my children? These landwalkers would bring me low. You who are bound to crawl upon the earth should revere me, for I am the wind. Did we not take to the skies and slip your defenses? We are bound. Nothing, Garuda. You think you playthings give you strength? They will not help you here, landwalker. This is my realm, where none can challenge my supremacy. Struggle though you may, I shall slake the roots with your blood, and festoon the canopy with your entrails. Play the unfeathered ones we shall. As an offering to Garuda, they will serve. Leave the Ixal to us. We'll keep them distracted while you deal with her. Do not fail. Remember, you fight for the Scions. For Eorzea! This worm would die by mine own hand? Come then, I'll grant you that which you seek. Well, at least she's having a nice time. And she's got a good soundtrack. Now, Garuda does have mechanics, but as with most of the normal versions, they don't really matter. They matter once you get into the extreme version. But basically, she's going to do an attack. You hide behind the rocks to avoid the attack. She can break these rocks like that. And if she does that, well, they're not much good for anything. These plumes are trying to break the rocks. So you need to break them before they break all the rocks. In the extreme version, there's a different type of plume that does a shit ton if you're not careful. Kill him. Yeah, so if we hadn't made sure that the rocks were still up, that attack would have done a lot of damage. I don't think it's an instant kill in this one. But in the later versions of the fight, it's basically a guaranteed one. Not having Medica 2 kind of sucks. There we go. No! 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 What? How in the hells? This is my realm. You have no hope here. None. None. Did you truly believe you could defy a god, Landswalkers? Oh, they're praying to her. My power is limitless, my children legion, and they have rendered unto me a wealth of crystals. Their gifts sustain me, their faith empowers me. None save my children will escape the reckoning, mortals, and those who would use my crystals to waken the rest shall realize the folly of their faith. Then all shall worship none but me, the one true God. Of course, worship. So long as the Ixal keep praying, she will never fall. Then let's stop him. No harm will come to you, my children. This is only the beginning, Landwalkers. All who oppose me shall suffer for their defiance. Soon the worms of the forest shall receive my judgment. The desert vermin next. Their walls of stone will not shield them from the tempest. And then will I take revengeance on the sea lice. Their wooden boats cannot outrun the wind. Tremble, mortals, for I shall visit you all in time, and all shall be mine, all mine. You, Landwalker, you who dared to raise your hand against me, you shall be the first to pay for your sins. Not with your death, with your life. You will serve me, Landwalker, to your last breath.
How about...
No. No. No! I claimed you. You should be mine.
Sorry, but I'm protected by Crystal Mommy.
Is that the last crystal?
I think it is.
Because we got lightning from the Sylphs, fire from Ifrit, earth from Titan. Blizzard was from, or ice, the crystal of ice rather, was from Stone Vigil. I forget when we got the water one though. I think that was the first one we got. What? What are you? What have you done to me? No mortal should possess such power. This is impossible. Yeah. Everyone's already left. I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. But like, all three of them gave me commendations.
Why do you not tremble at my might? Why do you not beg for mercy? Why do you not die? We've done it! Impossible it is!
Kill you all! Is that all?
Hey guys.
O Lady of the Vortex, O mighty Garuda. Of all primals, the most terrible, I say again, is that all?
Gaius!
Ah, Sid, my boy, you look well. For one who has forsaken kin and country. I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is done.
What?
What exactly did you hope to accomplish here this day? Well, I shall accomplish far more.
That's right. He's got gun gauntlets. Because fuck your fantasy setting.
Is that all? Is that all? Insolent mortal! I shall make you suffer! That foul stench! I see now. She has touched you! Very well.
Seven hells, does she still mean to fight?
Our Lord of the Infernal Almighty brought us succor in our hour of need.
Save us, Titan, Lord of Crags! It hurts us so! The pain! The pain!
What is she? 12 preserve. She cannot mean to...
Hi, Ifrit. Hi, Titan. We've got the triple threat right now.
No.
No, this is all wrong.
Stop gawping, boy. We must run.
Surrender yourselves unto me. I would feast upon your ether. None shall stand against the wind.
Bear witness to the glory of the Empire!
Ah, okay. So this is how they get the power of the primals. They just lift him up, Jesus.
It is you who will suffer, Garuda. Ancient Alec had ways of dealing with your kind. Now, look on their ultimate weapon, Icon, and despair.
No! No! No!
Magnificent. It exceeds all expectation.
That now has the power of Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda.
With each primal it consumes, it grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not?
Such is the fate of those who oppose the Empire. There will be no warriors of light to save you this time.
And you're being held by it like the Iron Giant.
If your leaders are as wise as they are reported, they will surrender.
But the scaling
Your
of the
skills are impressive, but they will not be enough.
of the flying vehicles that the Empire uses looks ridiculous. Because La Hebrea standing on one takes up like half of the space that you could possibly have in it. And all of the doors or whatever that are on it are like half the size of a person. So you couldn't walk through them. You'd have to crawl. Really weird design. Okay, now we have to find ultimate weapon, fly into it about 4 or 5 times,
Dwell, have mercy.
fighting it
What
each time
chance
in
have
order
we
to kill it.
against such an ungodly creation? And who was that armored devil?
That was Gaius van Balsar, legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and supreme commander of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea.
Of course, the Black Wolf. How could I not realize? Grandfather mentions him in his journal.
I was never so naive as to think the man would abandon his ambitions. But these developments are beyond my worst expectations. What have you been doing these past 5 years? How could something of this magnitude have escaped the Alliance's attention?
We heard no whispers, saw no signs. In the wake of the Calamity, the Empire seized land and built outposts, but that was the extent of their aggression.
Damn it, Gaius! Where in the 7 hells did you find that thing?
It has been a day of unexpected developments, but the fact remains, Garuda is no longer a threat. While I take no comfort in the manner of her downfall, it does mean that we may safely put the matter of the primals to one side. For the time being, at least.
The Neff needs a drink. And we got rid of the door today. Because one of the things that we're doing with setting up this room is getting rid of the door, because when we never close it, and when it's open, it blocks part of the room, which is where Neff has her desk set up. The hand. And Neff needed a drink, so she just poked her head around and went, which is our non-verbal way of saying, "Can I get a drink?" Whilst I'm streaming. And then you proceeded to just more and more just be like, very cute.
I am the cutest.
You are. You are indeed.
I like my new desk setup.
Because you can be in bed, but also at a desk.
Yes.
Yes.
I just need one of those, you know, those pillow things that are like a back support at the same time. The ones that are like
Kind of like,
there, hooky.
yeah, they're kind of like 3/4 of a armchair.
Yeah, need one of them.
Okay.
And then I'm a bit.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian.
Which just leaves the matter of Gaius's new toy.
Indeed. That weapon poses the greatest threat to Eorzea. It must be destroyed. But first, we must needs find out all we can. Let us make for Vesper Bay. We shall rebuild the Scions. All is not yet lost, my friend, for we bear the light, and shall surely lead our people from the darkness.
Also, Thrill, I'm not sure how well kicking the ultimate weapon in the taint will work. I'm also not entirely sure if it has a taint, or where on it its taint would be. If the ultimate weapon was to wear a pair of trousers, how would it wear the trousers? Well, that was an experience I would rather not have. Something has been troubling me after. Shortly before the Black Wolf took centre stage, when Garuda attempted to claim you as her own, I could have sworn I saw... but I'm sure I was mistaken. In times of great stress, the evidence of the eye is apt to be misread by even the most inquiring mind. Forget I mentioned it. You must have a look for science! Returning to the subject of our earlier discussion, we may consider the matter of the primals closed until further notice. No beast tribe will dare summon their gods so long as that weapon exists. Truly, a more effective deterrent I could not imagine. It almost seems a shame to plot its destruction. It is past time that we return to the Waking Sands. To leave our headquarters in despair any longer would be to dishonour the memory of those who fell there. We've been brought to our knees, but we will rest, rebuild, and rise once more. Oh yeah, I need to switch back to Black Mage. There we go. Okay, so I should just be able to use this. Sweet. Wow, this feels so speedy around here, like in comparison to other areas that I've been using the mount in. Is that just one mount speed up? Guess it must be. Tell me after, does aught here strike you as odd? I see signs of recent habitation. Could it be that we have trespassers? Mayhap it's just my imagination. Come, let us proceed into the solar. Wait. Yida? Who goes there? Now, Yida. Is that any way to greet a friend? Alphino! After! Sid! Wait, is this a dream? Not that I'm aware of. It's been a while, Yida. I don't believe it. I was sure you'd been... This place has seen better days. You know it. I wasn't actually here when I was still in talks at the Adder's Nest. The first I knew about it was when I came back and I saw... Ida. The church had taken care of the bodies, but that still left the stains. It was hard to know where to start. If Y'shtola had been here to help me. Y'shtola is here too? Yes, but she's not here right now. She's gone to Uldar to meet a man who might know what happened to the others. Papalimo and Minfilia aren't among the dead, according to the church. Y'shtola thinks they were taken somewhere. And Eorzea. On the orders of the Black Wolf, no doubt. Why would he want them? Because they possess something he desires. Knowledge of another power that can be brought to bear against the primals. One that Gaius has yet to harness. The Echo. Gaius will be aware of its existence, as well as the immunity it grants the gifted to the primal's influence. Powerful though his Allagan weapon may be, he would doubtless desire such protection. He means to use Minfilia to gain an understanding of the Echo. None of which explains how the Empire came to know the location of the Waking Sands in the first place. No matter. The Empire hasn't shown its hand. The Empire has shown its hand, rather, and now we must act. It is up to us to rebuild the Scions and save Eorzea. Can I count on you, Ida? What? Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Whatever you need. We can discuss our next move upon Y'shtola's return. For now, I say we rest.
Hear, feel, think.
Hey, Crystal Mommy. It's real dark. Oh shit, the sky is falling!
Bringer of light, brave gatherer of the crystals, thy soul burneth bright. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. Hearken unto me now, for the darkness doth begin to spread. Wear thee the bearer of the crimson brand, for he is the avatar of shadow, whom death attendeth always. The crystals shall be thy salvation, thy blade and shield both. Steel thyself, for at the appointed hour thou shalt stare into the heart of darkness. Go with caution.
But fear not, for I am ever with thee.
The true Hydaelyn was the friends we made along the way? Y'shtola! After, I see you and Alphino are safe. And Sid! That we five should meet each other thus defies simple explanation. It is as if the benevolent hand of Master Louis Soir guides us still. He would not see us undone so easily. Not now, when the need is so great. I know where Minfilia and the others are being held. Where? The Imperial stronghold in the heart of Mordona, Castrum Sentry. The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking. Even under normal circumstances, breaching the defences of an Imperial castrum would be a highly dangerous proposition. But now that Castrum Sentry houses prisoners whom the Garleans deem valuable, we may be confident that they have taken additional measures to ensure the stronghold's security. If we are to free our friends, we will require an effective strategy. And if we are to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us in this. Lord Portelaine of House Durandare. He's stationed at the Observatorium in Querthus. Let us go to him and beseech his aid. Thinking about it, is there any way that I can change the subtitles to be bigger? I don't know. Mayhap not. Because I'm playing at 4K, but I'm streaming and recording at 1080p. So, because it's downscaling, they'll probably not look that great, which I've only just realised. Whoops. I want the other... There it is. Yeah. The fact that its head flips through the... Oh, God. Oh, he's not up here. Oh. My bad. I just kind of assumed that you would be. He's also... Oh, okay, he's got to be in here then. Haven't I spoken to this guy before? Ah, After, the woman who unmasked the heretic in our midst. What do I owe the pleasure of your company? You're an associate of Yoshida, but of course, Lord Brilmont confided to me that you were a scion of the Seventh Dawn. Castrum Sentry? What interest have you all in the Imperials? They hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I see. That might explain our scouts' reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum. A Hyuran woman, an Elazan male, and 2 Lalafels. 1 male, 1 female. It's them. It has to be. Minfilia, Urionja, Papalimo, and Tataru. If that scant morsel is of use to you, you may also be interested to hear about a more recent incident. Incident? An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Kurthus not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, a Rogadin and a Lalafell, were seen fleeing the craft. What did you say? A Rogadin and a Lalafell, Master Garland. Neither wore Imperial dress, and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue, hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned. It's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those 2 rascals to escape. We must find them after, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed. And if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he'd take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is an endeavour that will admit some slight delay. The matter of the escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It's likely only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you'd best act now. If, as has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow Scion prisoner in the hope of understanding the Echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed until such time as the study is completed. But Biggs and Wedge are not Scions, nor do they know aught of the Echo. As Lord Portelaine said, this may prove as our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it. Thank you. You won't regret this. Okay. The guy walking around with bloody twin shields just looks so stupid. Final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work. All our efforts will be vindicated when the Emperor's vision becomes reality. At last, we have the power to purge this land of its false gods. We shall give the ignorant children of Eorzea the security and stability they so desperately crave, and which their spineless leaders have so palpably failed to provide. As you say, my lord, rest assured, our engineers will not rest until the weapon is fully armed and operational. Retite. You depart for Castrum Ocidens at midnight. You will command the western front in Vilbrand. The Eorzeans will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see that they do not. My lord, if this be your will, I shall carry it out to the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet, forgive my impudence, but is it proper to give command of half our forces to a... I have given you nothing, Prefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. my quarters. 1 hour. Oh, they gon' fuck. My purpose here is to reconnoiter Garlean activity along Abelanthea's spine. Owing to this, I have the honour of being acquainted with Yoshida. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by way of Zamil Darkhold, situated to the west. Our man stationed at the entrance, a knight named Brysalt, may be able to tell you more. So as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. I pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength. Am I going to have to do Zamil Darkhold? Because if so, there are 3 ways to unlock it. There's the Grand Company, there's a side quest, and there's the MSQ. You stand before Zamil Darkhold, the subterranean fortress excavated by the great Ishgardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. A letter from Lord Portelaine, so you've come about the Imperial airship. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captives by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area, seeking to recapture them. What? The captives are like to be friends, you say? Then let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of their pursuers. The emergency landing reportedly took place near the Aurum Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there. Seek out a knight named Pyramons. He should be able to assist you. Okay. If it needs me to do Aurum Vale, that's fine. It's not a great dungeon, but it's not terrible either. And there's less annoying mechanics than the Darkhold. Like, Aurum is only difficult if you don't use the Mortal Fruit to purge the damage over time stacks. So long as you purge them, it's just a normal dungeon. The Imperial airship. Aye, I saw it approach to land with my own 2 eyes. I hastened to the landing site, arriving just in time to see the vessel take to the skies again, but not before it had deployed a detachment of troops. Gruff orders were being barked, and there was an air of consternation about them. There were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Garleans who were deployed formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post, to find evidence that someone had been here in my absence. Whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail and decided to go elsewhere. In all, I marked 2 sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you will be able to follow the prints to their owners. Okay, so it doesn't need me to do the dungeon. Sweet. Well, those are definitely wedges, because those are Lalafell. We're really not that far off from the end of A Realm Reborn. Because we're doing level 44 quests now. And the game ends... well, A Realm Reborn ends when you're in the 50s. Well, the quests are level 50, because that was the original cap. Hey, Wedge. Ugh, so cold. I want to go home. Ah, please don't eat me. I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath, I swear. After, it's you. Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Garleans were snapping at our heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hell-bent on evading them, I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw. Thrice! When I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. Biggs, he isn't here. He went off in a different direction to lure our pursuers away. It's me, Sid. Have you had any success? Track down Wedge. That's wonderful news. Now what of Biggs? I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that the big fella went off as he did. For all the tongue lashings he gives Wedge, he's always taken care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but have nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know for a fact that Biggs headed west. With both Ida and Y'shtola helping out, I'm sure he'll turn up soon. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification not too far to your west. Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let us meet there. Dare I hope? Was that Master Garland you spoke with? After 5 long years. Thank goodness he's alive. I'm feeling better now. Let's go to Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive. Hi. Well met and welcome, adventurer. What brings you to this frozen corner of the realm? Oh, it would seem your companion has caught a chill. Come and warm yourself by the fire. I'll bring you a hot broth. How are we feeling now, then? Stay here as long as you need. The same goes for you, friend. 'Tis plain you had a hard journey ahead of you. You must find rest when you can. I'm fine now, thanks to you. I can't bear to think that Biggs is still all alone in the cold, with Garleans on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake, and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion where he might be at the moment, but maybe, just maybe the people here have seen something? A Rogadan gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion. I'm sorry, but he did not come by here. Let me think for a moment. I would not raise your hopes unduly, but there is a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze, and it may be worth the while to investigate. I make this suggestion only because your friend seems like a selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to this tower, mayhap he elected to pass us by. Yo, you in here? Oh shit! Oh, shit. Silence. Although thinking about it, I think I do actually have some echo drops. No, I have spine drops, which is for paralysis. I should make some echo drops. They're literally the same as in any other Final Fantasy, where they cure silence, so you don't need to use Asuna. So they're quite handy to have as a caster. After, were you able to learn anything? Not in this area. Well, that stands to reason, I suppose, seeing as he was trying to lure the Garleans away from me. But where within this vast sea of snow and ice could he be? We can't give up. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold or is recaptured. There must be someone in this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where else to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who'll listen, and hurry! Biggs' chance of survival grows slimmer by the moment. Your friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? If he's not to be found around here or in the vicinity of the Darkhold, it is possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through Danafin's Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. While I make no guarantee that your search will bear fruit, it is surely better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. Oh, and one more thing. Do tread warily when climbing the stairs here. Not a moon ago, I near broke my neck when I slipped and took a tumble. Yeah, the fact that there's no banister is really fucking dangerous. Yay! Oh, hey, Y'shtola. Biggs! Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, Tinhead? Interesting that he's a pugilist. Arthur, it is well that you're here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. Ida has the right of it. He will perish if we delay. With me. He's not alone. Kill them all. You can fucking try. How kind of them to have stopped just out of range of me. You want me to stay close to Biggs, okay? I can't heal it. He's home, gang. And he's dead. My thanks. Another moment and I would have... He's been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. Monument Tower, you say? Very well. Eden and I shall bear him there with all haste. He said he'll be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Oh, I love reunions. Thank you enough. And the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, don't mention it. We are a family, are we not? Well, yeah. It's just I didn't think I'd ever see him again. Oh, a lot of you, my life. And you saved Wedges too. I'm losing count of how many I owe you. Biggs, Wedge. God, it's good to see the two of you again. Chief, it's you. It's really you. In our hearts, we knew you were still alive, but to finally see you in the flesh. When Alphino told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? The enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint. Must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Garleans get there so fast? I mean, the Immortal Flames should have seen them coming, right? I myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the carnage at the Waking Sands, I noted naught amiss in horizon. Nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this, I concluded that the Garleans came neither by land nor by air. Nay, they were born there by potent teleportation magics of the kind used by the Ashians. Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded and bundled into a cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an Imperial stronghold, Castrum Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched off into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment cell together, while Minfilia and the others were taken somewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Castrum Sentry. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but was probably moons, or maybe only weeks. And then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us on another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemald, much to our dread. We knew that if we were taken back there, we weren't like to leave again. So risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control, and thereby forced an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. Huh. If I didn't know better, I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel? That will have been Biggs' handiwork, like as not. You always were resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. After, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Minfilia and the others still want for rescue. Alright, you lot. Garlean Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. Hurrah! Thanks to you, Biggs and Wedge are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Minfilia and the others. Potter knows we've kept them waiting too long already. Based on what we've learned, I believe it's safe to say they're being held at Castrum Sentry. So, let us convene at Revenant's Toll in Mordona. It is as good a place as any to prepare, and better than most, the road leading east then south will get you there. When we arrive, let us seek the advice of the local adventurers. We're bound to learn a thing or two that will benefit our mission. And whilst we're in Mordona, there is actually a side quest that I need to pick up. But it's not a combat one. No. It's crafting. The name's Guidance Star. You have the look of a carpenter. My goal is no less than attaining complete mastery of all things crafting and gathering, and to this end I roam the world. But I must say that Revenant's Toll offers a sore temptation, the temptation to stay. I'd heard tell that the Adventurers Guild had thrown its weight behind this place, but I had no idea of the kind of talent pouring into the camp. I could tell just from your hands that you're an adept yourself. You've not flinched at the notion of a little hard work. One of your standing must have tools to match. Surely you must own some choice items. Will you not let me see one? I happen to already have a level 50 carpenter saw. Ah, magnificent. It is everything I expected, though not more. Forgive my blunt ways. No doubt you are fond of your chosen instrument. Surely there are tools better suited to you. Tools that require the delicate touch of an adept of your stature. As it happens, such tools are available to you. You need go no further than Talon here. He can be a mite testy, but he's one of the finest toolsmiths the realm over, and his selection is impressive. Now he won't simply hand them over. You might need to furnish the man with a bauble or three in exchange. But for an adventurer of your skill, such errands should pose little challenge. And if you would walk the lonely road to mastery, why not petition Talon for one of his tomes too? He calls them me cookbooks. They hold some of the most complex recipes you'll ever see. You have skill enough for them, I'm sure. Ever is a crafter ruled by a triumvirate. Tool, skill, and curiosity. May you prosper in all three. Yep. So, this is how to get new crafting recipes. And it is the only way to get some of them. So, these demi-materia ones can be good to have. It's probably going to be worth me having one for Carpenter, given that it's my highest level at the moment. And then in order to get the other ones for the first 2 books, given that there's currently 10 of them, there's about 2 every expansion. To get these ones, we need to craft special items. So the first one just needs something that we could potentially buy. But the second one, you cannot buy this item. You have to craft it yourself. And you can only craft it if you've already bought the first book. So yeah, at some point we'll do that. You also sell some random shit. What about the miscellany? Okay. this seems to just be... Oh, okay, so if I was to craft one of these that we didn't make high quality, I could break it down into a Fieldcraft Demi Materia 3. Okay. Good to know. I should send you off on a long one, because I'm not going to be able to see you for at least a day, because well, we're ripping this room apart, painting and decorating and putting it back together again with all new desks, which I cannot wait for. Cool. Well, that's nice to have done, because I can now unlock the crafting tomes off stream, because they're not difficult, they're just fiddly. And I also need to accept this, I think. I think this is literally just about dyeing stuff, or maybe even crafting your own dye. Oh yeah, if I use the tome, the master recipes are in a separate tab over here, and that includes how to make weapons out of the different primals, not all of which we've seen yet. But you need to have access to the extreme version of the primal fights in order to get the items that you need. Oh, right, okay. No, so what it is with this guy is he can give us access to dyeable versions of the level 50 gear for each class. So like, if I go to the artifact one, there we go. That's the robe that we got for doing level 50 as a white mage, and normally you can't dye it, but you can if you basically craft something and give it to him. So we can have a gold set of robes. So it's worth having if you really, really like some of the glam. But I'm probably not going to bother with it. But most of the time, if you see a blue quest, it's worth doing. Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at Castrum Sentry, and you want to rescue them. I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armoured patrols seen around the perimeter around the clock. Not even a fly could get within 100 yalms of the walls undetected. The Garleans were alerted to our coming. We cannot know what they will do to Minfilia and the others. We must act with the greatest stealth. Aye, it has to be good old-fashioned infiltration. Hold on, I just realised. There was a Hyuran male, no, a Hyuran female, an Elazin, and 2 Lalafell. No Hyuran mail. No Thancred. Thancred is still out and about. But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Why, I've a mind to walk through the front door. Front door? Aye, we'll disguise ourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of Magitech armor, and impeccable timing. Huh, that's a bold strategy, but it just might work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they won't even suspect that we savage Eorzeans would think to use their technology. Then it's settled. If you're determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Dalamud. The fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire and happens to know a great deal about Castrum Sentry besides. I've no doubt that he'd want to be of aid. Ida and I shall go to reconnoiter Garlean activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we even had the chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times when you are not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, Ishtola, and you're beginning to remind me of Papalimo. Oh, okay. I was confused by the mount for a second, but that's the big shell mount, which you can get from the Gold Saucer. But I was seeing the effect from his glam, which is from the Full Guys event over Christmas. Looking for Glamour, are you? Well, you found him, whoever you are. Eh? You're looking to get inside Castrum Sentry, and you need my help? Something tells me we're going to get along just fine. Oh. I didn't. I didn't mean to do that as a carpenter. I didn't even realize that you could turn those in as another class. Thought you had to be a combat class for the MSQ. Oh well. Nice. But I feel like this is a good point to end it for today. We've done a decent little chunk of the story. We're at, what level is this? 44 still. Okay. So we're still a little ways off getting to the end. I don't think it will take that long for us to get there. We should get there by next weekend. Definitely. And then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will come out. And we'll go and do that. Probably what I'll do is one of the midweek streams. Every so often, at least. I will come back to Final Fantasy XIV, especially if I've got stuff like the reputation quests to do for the Beast Tribes. We'll do that. We'll do the job quests for all of the other jobs, because we've currently only done it for White Mage. And, you know, we need to do them for everything that we have at level 50, except for Samurai and Red Mage. So yeah, I want to do that, because then we get all of the A Realm Reborn stuff finished. We'll probably, after Final Fantasy Rebirth, we'll probably do a mix of 14 and another game as well. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time, which won't be this weekend because we're decorating and stuff, so it'll probably be Monday. Have a good one. Later.